Hello, buddy. Princess Bear here. We're back at Kidani Village because it's time for a revisit for
Sanaa.
Yes, you have new Earth Day themed things, and we haven't been here for a review in quite a while, and we won't shut up about this place, so it's time to go stuff our faces.
Be sure to subscribe, and Asante Sanaa.
You heard the girl.
Last couple of times we've done reviews, I had a wobbly chair, but here we are back at Sanaa, and we have been not blessed, with a wobbly table. Any opportunity that I have to save the world one wolf at a time, I'm doing it. So Bear may not have allowed me, or I wouldn't say allowed, highly suggested for me not to get a bottle of wine, but every bottle of wine's portion of proceeds go to saving wolves, so how could I not get a bottle of wine? Cheers to the wolves, may they be conserved, and may we all love Pinotages, because Painted Wolf is the best Pinotage of all the Pinotages. Fight me in the comments. 5 out of 5 wolves. This is what saving wolves tastes like.
The princess will not be moved out of her den. It's Painted Wolf Den. It's the only wine that I think she's gotten outside of a couple drinks at Animal Kingdom that align perfectly with both her palate and her vegan sensibilities. So it's going to be hard to say no to her in that regard. I think the only other thing is the Snow Leopard vodka that we get at Nomad Lounge. South African grape juice. I think at this point this wine is built up like a nostalgia factor in our hearts, where it's almost always going to be a 5 out of 5. This is actually wine we took on our first Disney cruise. We actually came here to Animal Kingdom, bought 2 bottles, 3 bottles, and took those on the cruise, 4 bottles. We took 2 apiece on the cruise. Now we didn't finish those bottles because if you've seen our cruise videos, we got violently sick. But we didn't take them. Always a 5 out of 5 clause. Always on the bare necessities list. Save some wolves, drink some wine, stumble back to your room. Found a family. Here we have one of the seasonal drinks for Earth Month, not Earth Day. We're doing a whole month here in Animal Kingdom, and this is the Honeybee. 4 Roses Small Batch Bourbon, which I believe we've had before. Lemon juice, honey, with a honeycomb and dehydrated blood orange. So with honey, it's clearly not vegan. None for the princess, but for me, bourbon, honey, those are all things up my alley. They speak to a bear. Smells innocent enough. See a little honeycomb there, surfing on top of the orange. Very cute like. Ooh, that's good. The 4 Rose Bourbon was a very good choice. Because it has a very sharp flavor that pairs well with the lemon. And the honey with like a bit of sweet. It's like a chilled hot toddy in all the best ways. It's no smoked turkey, but it's fast approaching that level. 4.5 out of 5 claws. Get it while it's hot or cold.
The sun is about to set. The animals are out and feeding, and it's almost time for the Starlight Safari, which is something we've done before. We were there on ribbon cutting day when they reopened, and it was an amazing experience. If you haven't seen that video, please go watch that. There'll be a link somewhere for you to review. people go for the bread service at Sanaa, but I personally love the samosas. I cannot go without the samosas. The last time we came here, our server told him Bear was allergic to mango, and he still put the mango chutney on the plate. This time, I told the server that Bear was allergic to mango, and there is no mango chutney on the plate at all, even though I asked for it on the side. And I'm not mad at that, because I know, actually I'm gonna take this one, these samosas are gonna be amazing no matter what. So I have one for me, and I have one for Bear, and I'm here for it. Spiced perfectly. The tamarind sauce is sweet. This is consistently delicious, and an option I always recommend if bread service isn't too much for you. This is a 5 out of 5 samosas. This is one of my favorite places to get samosas. And outside of like local eats, this is where it's at. 100%. Come here and get this.
I've never had a samosa. Sanaa is always where I recommend trying one because they are legitimately construction-wise here. Perfect. Huge. Stuffed, filled, with a beautiful sauce, plated beautifully. I know you look at this and it's like, that's only 2. Trust me, 2 is enough. Especially for an app if you're not sharing it, or even if you do want to share. This is giving you the full flavor and a full bite. Look at that. Oh, roasty, flaky pocket. It's like an African hot pocket. The filling with the sauce, perfect. No air gaps in there. They didn't partially fill it. They didn't skimp. They stuffed it. Like you should be stuffed when you leave a Disney restaurant, regardless of the price. Flavor's still there. Outside of nice and flaky like I expected to be. These samosas have never missed. So not once ever. 4.5 out of 5 plus.
This is our Earth Month option. It's this beautiful like potato croquette, but presented like it belongs in Victoria and Albert's. Oh, but it just cuts through the knife like butter. I don't even really need the knife. There's all these extras in here. I'm gonna get some of these sauces. Whoop. As it goes on the table. Here we go. I'm gonna get more. Cheers to new things and Mother Earth.
That's what you said.
It almost tastes like a potato curry and like a pocket. Like they isolated a curry inside of whatever they fried this in.
It sure is, Grandpa.
It's really interesting and thought-provoking, but it really just tastes like curry. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 Earths. If it's representing Mother Earth, it's gonna get bonus points, but I don't know. Like I feel like it's totally is like just a curry samosa goatee style item that's like fried together. I don't know.
That's awesome.
It's confusing. 3 out of 5 potatoes.
Started with the Chaat. That's C-H-O-O-T. Not shoot or poop, Chaat. Eh? Either way. This is beautifully displayed. You have crunchy like puffed rice on top, the beans, the cut of the radish, the like different sauces. It's probably one of the most beautifully plated dishes you've ever seen here at Sanaa. The new chef, everything else here, shows. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this, do a potato croquette, with some sauces. Sort of stab whatever this is right here. With the flour too, because you know I'm gonna eat the flour. I love the transition of texture. It's gradual. It's not like this weird texture and this weird texture. It's like crunchy, soft with the sauce. And the flavors are great. It does remind me a lot of the samosa, but sort of like enhanced with a little bit more mild flavor on its own. The sauces sort of help zhuzh it up, as they say. I would say you don't need both of these. If you want to get the samosas and the chaat, I'd go with the chaat. Challenge yourself, and this is a bigger portion than the samosas. But it's tasty. I would like to see this stay around. I know that it won't. Things come and go here for Earth Month. But if you're here, I'm just going to order this. I'm going to solid 4 out of 5 plus. Bear approved. So here we have an app that I've actually had before, but I've only had it to go. We're going to get in the restaurant because I love paneer, the sheep cheese, and this tomato soup. It's nice and flavorful. It's not too hot outside today, so something I can definitely stand. And it's pretty cold in here. And look at that, you got a nice, decent sized bowl with 4 to 5 cubes of paneer and a nice soup. Got a nice color. Definitely feels on brand, on theme for the restaurant. Look at that. How beautiful that looks in the spoon. Think of it as just a different sort of take on tomato soup and cheese. The sort of like the more like gamey flavor of goat cheese, which is very well with tomato, so that acidity balances it out, so it's not so extreme of flavor on either end. Very tasty. I mean, this tomato soup with the paneer, solid 4 out of 5 plus. Super tasty. In your mood for something smooth and creamy, get this. You will not be disappointed.
Double protein inspired, picote inspired. I'm gonna start with the red kidney beans because this looks like a African Indian fusion version of gourmet sabzi, which is like basically a Persian stew with greens and red kidneys. So I guess I'm gonna call this the African Indian gourmet sabzi with red kidney beans, less sabzi. Beautiful masala taste to it. It absolutely reminds me of that paella that we had at Narcoos's, which we compared to Sanaa. And I really do feel like that paella belongs here at Sanaa because the flavors of this is literally exactly like that. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 red kidney beans because it's not trying to be something outside of what it is. And it's delicious and flavorful. And what do we want when we come to Sanaa? We want fusion flavor as all the beans drop off my fork. I eat nothing.
We always like new things popping up on the Potjie inspired journeys. This may look like 3 bowls, like with just a little bit of rice, but it's actually extremely filling. And even if you don't think you'd be filled off this, you can order an extra bowl of whatever you want off the Potjie inspired. I think it's for another like $8 or $9 somewhere in there. So if you wanted something extra, you could get that. You're not limited to just these 2. I'm gonna dive right in here to these kidney beans. Get some of the herbies on top. Looks to be like some slivers of carrot in there as well. A bunch of the sauce. Seasoning, food here is a default. It always has been. It's seasoned with creativity. I'm not overly seasoned or under-seasoned like some foods from other restaurants that remain nameless. With beans, they just like, it's like a full foodie experience, like the flavor. And you get the smell kind of like walking through your nose and that texture and art. Said, Dave, don't miss. 4 to 5 things.
Now this is something we've had multiple times. This is the chickpea wat. I got the chickpea wat because I like chickpeas. And the lentil dal is amazing. We have a recipe of that here on our channel, so please feel free to click somewhere around here and get that recipe. But I like the chickpea wat equally to the lentil dal.
They don't have to do that, and they don't have the social skills.
Sweet, tangy, spicy, and also it has like that masala taste to it as well. So you have like a sweet masala with a bit of a kick at the end. It's very unique. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 Indian flags. It's like a Bollywood wat. It just wants to dance for you in an epic way.
It's always chickpea wat and never chickpea why or who. Either way. Enough of the terrible dad jokes. Nice roasted chickpeas. What about chickpea stew? I'm always proposing chickpea stews at home. I know the princess is sick of bringing them up. When you Google how to cook chickpeas and recipes, a lot of what's coming up is going to be a stew or a bowl or some other variation on that theme. This, they'll come here just for this every time. It's really the spices, the low heat, like a 1.5 out of 10 spice scale with the cinnamon that does it every single time. It's a nice, subtle, sweet heat, especially when you combine them with the rice. Subtle, but delish. Maybe 4.5 out of 5. It's still one of the favorite out of all the items you can get on the harvest part of the journey. I think one of my favorite things though is still the butter chicken. This, top tier. Probably gonna butcher this one, but this is the Samaki Wa Kupaka. It's a tamarind, a turmeric marinated fish with cauliflower. You got some sweet peppers, rice, and then a coconut gravy with tamarind. Now, it does normally come with like a smear, like a mango sauce on top. I'm allergic to mango, and most of you don't come here to see me flap around like a fish. If I actually had an issue with my mango allergy, it just never happened. Thankfully on this channel. A little afraid at first as they brought it after I thought the mango was in the gravy. It is not. It is just coconut tamarind gravy, so completely fine on that. And this huge chunk of fish here. It's time for a bear to go fishing. Go ahead and cut off a piece of that fish. It's nice and flaky, well seasoned, nice little skin on it. Let's try it by itself first. Ooh. That crispy, well-seasoned skin. You don't often see whitefish with like a really crispy skin like that. It's not like chicken skin. It's a lot more like delicate. Think like a very thin like wonton, but like razor thin on top of the fish. But it holds so much flavor. But then we're gonna try a little bit of the gravy. This coconut tamarind gravy. Got a nice consistency. Now, I heard that this is a strong coconut flavor. We're going to find that out for ourselves. A little dollop there. Hit it with a little bit of the rice as well while we're down here. It's beautiful on the fork. A little fish teepee. The gravy is strong. It almost comes off like a coconut puree. I can see how it mellows out with sort of like seasoning of fish. It's saying those seasons too much for you. They're not spicy at all, but it's a strong flavor. Them together actually taste okay, but it is a very strong coconut flavor. The server was not kidding about that one. I'm going to fish on its own. 4 out of 5 paws. With the gravy, I'm giving it 3.5. I'm not a huge fan of the gravy. And on the back side here, we do have some roasted cauliflower with some peppers. I'm going to go ahead and stabby that. This is the kind of roast I'm sure the princesses wish you could always have on cauliflower at home. Seasoned and roasted. Nice and smoky. The pepper's a nice touch. Add some pepper flavor, but not like heat. 3.5 out of 5 clouds. Solid addition. This whole dish, I'm gonna solid 4 out of 5 clouds. If you want a lighter meal, sort of on the healthy fare, this is the thing for you. By far. So full from Sanaa.
So fun.
It was a Mickey.
It was super Mickey.
Oh,
So
good
fun.
food, solid as always, great service, great presentation. If we were to ever quit YouTube, Sanaa is definitely in the top 3 restaurants you would always come back here for.
I want to say that prior to us doing YouTube, we came to Sanaa more than any other restaurant. And Sanaa is a restaurant that we go to at least once a year. So this was enjoyable. It was nice that they added Earth Day items, and we got to enjoy the Starlight Safari while we were here. Even though we miss the Starlight Safari, and you should go watch that video if you haven't seen it yet.
But I want to know why you guys haven't been to Sanaa yet. It's not one of those places where we ask you if, it's a why.
It's like literally the best bread service on property.
Let us know in the comments why you haven't been here. If there's anywhere else you think is better than Sanaa, you're welcome to be wrong in the comments. By all means, if there's anywhere else you'd like to see us go, there's always any place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. In Upendi.
we'll see you soon.